Okay. What is up? So, um, the reason I wanted to get on here and talk today was to kind of give you guys an idea of what I've been up to. So I think the last time I uploaded was the gym video where I think I did like an arm day or something. And that was like 2 years ago-ish. So I figured, I should upload and kind of give a brief summary of where I've been and what I've been up to, as well as some wisdom, because the Lord has laid something on my heart that I wanted to share with you guys as well. So yeah, I think last time I had uploaded, I was still working as a trainer I was an assistant at a gym, like a secretary type thing, and then eventually started helping as a trainer. Worked at Starbucks for a while. Great experience, by the way. A lot of people think that Starbucks isn't great, but it actually was. And went through two serious relationships as well. And got a sales job. Started my own business, and stay consistent with the gym. And now we're here. So there's kind of the brief rundown. We officially moved out. This is the apartment, and I like it. At some point, I might do an apartment tour if that's something that I feel like I should do, or if somebody specifically asked for that, I might. But yeah, that's kind of the main thing I wanted to cover as far as like what I've been up to, because it has been a little while. Oh, so graduated high school and all that stuff. So very cool stuff. But yeah, so one of the things I wanted to cover today was going to be patience. So one of the major things that I had to learn as of the last little while was patience. And so that's kind of what I wanted to share with you guys today. But I wanted to find the exact verse, and it's in Proverbs 19:11. So we're going to look at that real quick. And it says, good sense makes one slow to anger, and it is his glory to overlook an offense. So a lot of times, especially if you're, 17 to 18, or even honestly 15 to 18, like that high school age, if you are a guy and you have a lot of, we'll say just testosterone, like you're athletic, or you work out, or you're just competitive at all, a lot of times, and I know it's true for me at least, we can be very quick to anger. And you will learn, hopefully, vicariously through other people, or of your, less ideally of your own volition, that patience and being slow to anger, as Proverbs 19:11 says, is actually, or to overlook an offense, is actually very beneficial. Not only in like your personal life, which is what you'd obviously be expecting in your school life, but as you get older and into your professional life, as you become like an adult and go into your career, or if you own your own business, or whatever it is, be patient. Be patient with your friends. 9 times out of 10, whoever they are, if they were gossiping or talking bad about you and you find out, or if they do something that you didn't like, or that you felt like you were betrayed, if people made fun of you in your class, if you didn't get invited to that party, or maybe you did, and then this girl said this thing, or this girl said this thing, or this friend group's talking about you, or whatever, don't worry about it. I mean, at the end of the day, and this is what I had to realize, and this is kind of like the main reason I wanted to share this with you guys, it doesn't really matter. And I know most adults say that, and it's like, and I say adults, I know most people who are like because I mean, if you're watching this, you probably are more mature anyway. But a lot of times we see people who are much older than us, and they'll be like, "Oh, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. You're young." But it's still like you still have to go to school. You still have to deal with that. And you still have to see the people who wronged you on a frequent basis, and it's really easy to fall into the thing of unforgiveness. And even prior to unforgiveness comes from a lack of just overlooking it to begin with. And what I will say, unforgiveness is like setting yourself on fire and hoping the other person dies from smoke inhalation. The only thing that unforgiveness does is hurt you. Because 9 times out of 10, whoever it is you're not forgiving is not thinking about you. It's just the reality of it. So the only person that you're harming is yourself. Let go. Forgive. And also understand people are people. None of us are perfect. We all are, sinners who fall short of the glory of God, as the Bible would say. And as, of course, if you're watching this, you are probably a Christian, and we all believe that that is true. So, forgive people. I mean, if God can forgive us for literally nailing him to a cross, I'm pretty sure we can forgive Stacy for gossiping, or Kyle for, I don't know, making us look bad in front of girls. So you get my point. The huzz. But yeah, so unforgiveness is the other thing. And then the last thing that I wanted to say is just overlooking the offense to begin with. Proverbs 14:29 says, "Whoever is patient has great understanding, but a quick-tempered person displays folly." What does this mean? If you are patient and, well, I'll use an analogy. Let's say you have 2 people, 2 guys, and they're brothers. One brother is super quick to anger. He's a hothead. He's hot-tempered. He's a crash out. And then brother number 2 is calm, collected. They're both the same size. They're both the same, like, as far as intelligence and, appearance or whatever goes. The only difference is one is a crash out and one is patient and calm, cool, and collected. 9 times out of 10, the calm, cool, and collected one is going to go much farther. Not only in school, because you're not going to be constantly getting in trouble for things that don't matter. Also, as far as socially and in your personal life, people like to laugh at what crash outs do, but if you're a crash out about everything and you're always quick to anger, nobody's going to be around you because they can't joke around with you because you'll get angry. And people just are very keep you at a distance. They're very standoffish because they don't want to set you off. So it's hard to have a close relationship with anybody really. And then third is professional. I cannot tell you how many times I've worked with people and they're this way. And I've talked with the leadership at wherever I was. If I wasn't a part of it, I would talk to the leadership. And not snitching on them or anything. It would just come in conversation because I would typically talk to them like we were, cool outside of work or whatever. And it would just come up. And that type of person who is quick to anger very rarely gets put with any sort of authority or position of control or power within a company or within a workplace because they can't be trusted to steward that well. I mean, you're not going to have a guy who has anger management issues. You wouldn't want him to be in charge of anybody. You really wouldn't want him to be talking to customers at all, but much less being in charge of other people, because that is how you get people to quit, and that is how you get people, to not want to be around you. But outside of just professional life, personal life, let things go. It's not worth it. Take a step back, look at the reality of it. I guarantee you're probably not even going to care about this next Thursday, but you're definitely, even if you do and you just really don't forgive, in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. Especially if you're a Christian, which you most likely are if you're watching this. Dude, in the span of eternity, I guarantee you, it does not matter. I promise you, just let it go. So that was the second thing as far as patience goes. And Proverbs defines patience as the mark of wisdom, strength, and great understanding. because you're understanding that ultimately it doesn't matter, and people are people, and if you understand their perspective, many wrongs that you think are wrongs aren't actually about you, and it's not really a you problem, it's a them problem. Strength, because you have self-control, and you're controlling this situation insofar as you're controlling your actions. And then wisdom as well, understanding that it's fruitless and pointless to try to engage in that, because we war not against flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities. Be patient.